I'm not sure if I should do my intros on vlogs because, like, vlogs are more me speaking from the heart. And, like, I'd want to be able to just say what I feel without having to worry about pulling in more people and getting them to subscribe. I feel like, only the people who are already subscribed because they are watching these videos because they like me and are interested in seeing what's going on in my life. So like I'm struggling, like should I do the intros and outros? Should I edit them? Should I add title cards? For the most part I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, just keep talking in front of the camera just because like it's a vlog. It's supposed to just be like that personal conversation between me and you. Whoever you may be right now, whichever one of you is looking at the screen currently. My throat's been bothering me, mostly just because I haven't been taking care of it. Basically, Sunday I did a quick shopping trip in the morning and have not left my house since then. I've got plenty of food in, but I just didn't feel like cooking at all, so I just ordered 2 extra large pizzas and 2 sodas and a cake and some cheese sticks, and yeah, I've been nourishing myself on that. It's enough to keep me sustained. It's enough to keep me alive, but definitely not all that healthy for you. So yeah, I'm gonna be pretty sluggish when I get back to work on Tuesday, but that's normal. Anyways, what was I even gonna talk about? That I have a trouble. I've gotta find some way to stop doing those random tangents that go absolutely nowhere. They distract from the issue and they waste time. I'm doing it now, aren't I? Anyways, I'm sorry, when I do these vlogs, I don't have a script and I just basically say the thing that's whatever's on my mind. And unfortunately, I do not have a one-track mind. I've got like 100,000 billion million tracks in there, and each of them has like 500 billion trillion gazillion subtillion trains running on them simultaneously. So I've got a lot of thoughts just constantly floating around in my head. And so anyway, so I get distracted very easily by my own brain. Like I can be sitting there talking to somebody, having this great conversation, and then suddenly I'm just pulled away into la la land for no reason because I just happened to catch on to this one thought that went through my head, and now I'm just like riding that train off into the sunset, and my body's just like here on autopilot. Once again, a long tangent that goes absolutely nowhere. I need to stop doing that. What was the whole point of this video anyways? Oh yeah, I've decided to title this vlog People Are People. It's something I've wanted to talk about for a while that I keep being reminded about, but like recently I've changed my perspective somewhat about certain things. Like, well, specifically leaving tips. Like I've started to tipping people. And by people I mostly mean like the people who deliver my pizzas. And well, there used to be a time for many years where when I first started actually earning money, I decided I would never tip anyone unless they honestly deserved it. Like, you have to go above and beyond the Call of Duty just to get 10% from me. But I also go out of my way not to go to any type of restaurant I would really expect a tip. But just in general though, like I always believed that I like, fuck you, this is my money, I'm not gonna give it to you just because it's expected. Like, it's your fault for choosing a job where you have to beg total strangers for your money. You're going to have to expect that from time to time a few people are going to be really cheap. And I don't feel bad about it. And I still don't necessarily feel bad about not giving someone a tip. But I have decided that, like, we all struggle sometimes. And, it's good to help out if you have the means to help out. Like, if I'm in a financially good enough standing that I can afford to waste money on something that I could completely live without. Nobody needs pizza. I can give away a few extra bucks here and there just to help somebody who's just trying to build a good life for themselves, Because, like, we've all struggled through it, and a lot of people they end up in these really horrible jobs because they just don't have the same opportunities to succeed that other people are afforded. Like me, I've talked about it in a previous vlog, but I met somebody at work who's becoming a really dear friend of me, despite the times that she has constantly frustrated me. And her life is so much closer to achieving her dreams and being exactly what she wants to be as compared to me, who's I'm barely getting started with chasing my dreams. I'm barely realizing what my dreams are, and I'm not even sure if that really is the dream that I want. I just know that I'm trying my best to follow the path that feels right for now, but there are so many more doubts in my head about just everything, and it's just weird. And so to see somebody else who's younger than me and has it so much more together, but she's also had so much more opportunities, and you know, she was she was raised in a family that cared more about education and instilled more values in her than my relatives did. And so like that's something that just exists in this world. And you know, I've decided not to punish people just because of where they happen to be in life. So for me, I made the decision that it's only recent. I've only been doing this for a few months, but basically, yeah, if I have the money, I have money so I have enough money that I'm not worried about paying the bills, so I can afford to give away a few extra dollars here and there. There's a very little difference between a $20 bill and a $25 tip bill. So from time to time, someone comes to my door with bringing me food or whatever, then sure. Like, as long as you do the bare minimum, I'll give you the bare minimum. As long as you don't completely fuck it up, as long as you're not a total screw up, as long as you're not completely slacking off, then sure, I'll give everyone the minimum $10 tip. Like, you deserve at least that much. I have yet to give anyone more than 25%, but me, I'm also very cheap, so to give someone a 25% tip means that like I'm feeling really good, and like you're doing a really decent job, better than most people. But there are also still people out there who, like, if you just really suck at this and you really deserve to be fired, then hell no, I'm not giving you any of my money. You don't deserve it. But there are people out there who just, if you can at least tell that they're trying, then yeah, if you can tell that they're at least doing the bare minimum, then I'll give them at least the bare minimum. Because like everybody deserves to not be struggling in life. Then again, like a 10% tip on a $20 pizza is really only like $2, so it's easy to give away that much at least. So yeah, I still get to be cheap while not feeling as bad about not giving tips. But whatever. I mean, when it comes to the whole people are people thing, because that was the main point of this vlog anyway, something that I'm realizing is that like everyone knocks on my door either at like begging me for money. Like they're not actually begging me for money, but you can tell like they're hoping for it. Like there are people just like me, who are just trying their best to just make something of their lives in any way they can. And it's just, we're all struggling to pay bills and just we're all trying to find ways to get by. And like, with my friend, I feel like me and her, we were basically born like the same person, and we ended up going off in different directions based on the environment we grew up in. And when we're born, we're all babies, and we're all basically this blank slate. And we just, when we may be born with a certain propensity towards certain things or another, but so much of who we are becomes shaped by the environment that we are in and the people who we are surrounded with. Because unfortunately, you don't get to choose who your parents are. You don't get to choose the type of education you're given. The adults around you choose that for you. You have a very limited option as far as friends are concerned. It's mostly like whatever's mostly convenient. You find, you've got a classroom full of 30 people. You find the two you like the most, and those are your best friends. That's pretty much all there is to it at first. The world is a very small place for you when you're younger. You don't realize how big it is until you keep growing. And then you can look back at your life and realize how much you screwed up and how much better a position you could have been in now if only you had done this, or that differently. And for me, it's just learning that everybody is just a person trying to their best to make their way through life. And like for one thing, we have an accountant who every time she comes into this restaurant, I'm slightly shocked that this is the person handling our money. Mostly because of like media, TV shows and movies, all the accountants you see are usually like white guys, skinny, pale ass white guys with glasses and suit and tie. And then like our accountant, she talks like a valley girl, but she's this really short, kind of chunky, just ghetto ass Chicana girl. And like last week on St. Patrick's Day, she came into the restaurant wearing a green sundress, just talking about, "Hey Nick, you're gonna get fucked up after work." And as she walked by, I got a whiff of her, and I'm like, "You already started, didn't you? Just getting drunk at work. Yeah, I mean, you can at least wait until you leave the office. Damn." But she does her job well. I've never heard a single person complain about her. So I'm assuming she does her job well. I always get my money, so I guess you can't really judge a book by its cover. You know, everybody is just a person who just tries to find their spot in life. And so, I know when you're a kid, it's the world only exists for as far as you can see it. When you're a baby, when you're playing peekaboo, your parents cover your eyes and suddenly they're gone. The world is nothing but darkness, and then boom, they're there again, because the only thing that exists are the things you can see. That's all that you're capable of perceiving. And as your brain grows around you, the world around you begins to expand. Because I remember when you're in elementary school, sometimes I felt this way too. Like, you think your teachers just live in that classroom. Like, they eat in that classroom, they sleep in that classroom, and then one day you see them at the grocery store and you're like, the fuck? But it's just how the world works. Like, people are people, and it's an easy thing to forget. But it's something that we should all strive to try and remember as often as possible. And I think there was supposed to be a point to this video, but I went on so many tangents that I completely forgot the whole reason I was doing this. But for those of you interested, Media Monday is going on right now. I'm editing one video. I got like 5 minutes left. I'm basically done with it. I just need to do some audio editing, add in the music, the opening and end titles, cards, and then that'll be uploaded like shortly after this one. And then there's our second video, which should be up before 7, hopefully. And then after that, 7 o'clock my time. I don't know what time it is wherever you are watching this. But, in fact, I don't know anybody who's ever watched my video, like, immediately upon release. Also, in April, there's a lot of things coming up, I know, at least on this channel, Anime Corner. It's might be at the beginning of April, probably more towards the second half of it. During those last 2 weeks of April that I'm going to end up doing it. Just because I'm behind on the anime, so I might take an extra week or 2 to catch up on some of this stuff. But until then, but it'll be up sometime before May. And then after that, when summer comes along, things are really picking up. There's a lot of other stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life, long story short. This is the first time in a long time that I've ever been able to just kind of relax and enjoy my weekend. I'm just going to get back to doing that, just the whole relaxing thing, mostly relaxing. Because I got to edit these videos again, and I don't like editing myself, but I don't have anyone else that I can pay to edit my vlogs yet. We'll see if that ever happens, but I'm just gonna turn the camera off now. I have no idea how to end this.